What is up, everybody? It is me, Justin. I just kind of wanted to come in and explain where I've been. So, where I haven't been producing any new episodes, I've been learning more and more about what I need to get the momentum going for my episodes. So, I've been learning about RSS feeds, certain dimensions and specs my images need to be, MP3 tagging, and a whole bunch of other shit, blog host websites, stuff that I normally wasn't into, but to create a demographic, I really need to extend my reach. So I'm trying to figure out how to upload everything into iTunes and go from there. So I've been learning a lot here and there about things that I never even knew about. So it's been eclectic. And I have on this episode, I have Trevor and I have Max, some good friends of mine. I didn't get to do anything with Jay. Unfortunately, this weather's been pretty crazy, as we know. To get to and from one town to another has been a little bit hectic and off schedule. Been finding ways to go about that, new ways to be able to upload constant podcasts, whether or not I'm next to Jason or not. Luckily, recently I just got in contact with my good friend Ryan De La Rosa, and he hooked me up with some business ventures. And so, yeah, we'll speak a little more about Firefan here in a bit. So yeah, this is gonna be the 10th episode of this series so far, and like I was explaining, it's been a little bit hectic for me to be able to do once a week. I'm trying to really get there. I'm trying to be as persistent as possible. There's a lot of excuses that I could explain. Long story short, I'm here to be constant. I'm here to be ever evolving. So I'm finding new ways to move about, uploads, to move about even just the ebb and flow of a podcast. So unfortunately I couldn't have Jay on, but like I've said before, we have new ways to be able to do different podcasts. So with this episode, we just sat down and kind of had a couple drinks and really just talked about what was going on. And I can't believe Trump's fucking president. Trump is our president, you guys. It's good and bad. I don't think there's good in any way other than it's a success story, kind of like Kanye West. Like, he started from nothing, now he's the fucking president of the United States. I don't know. I do not know. I don't even know what to think. My whole life I never really cared about a president, but this one I feel like maybe I might see something crazy. Like I might see something I've never seen in my life. Who knows? He might fucking surprise us all. I mean, I feel like that's what Obama did for the majority of everyone. I feel like he kind of changed the minds of some people. I'm not a political person, so my standpoint might flip-flop here and there, but it's more the psychological aspect of the person. You know what I mean? It's more, I don't know. It's more like how they act, what they did to get to where they're at, So it's kind of like, is the psychology of this human good or bad? It could be the president. It could be my fucking neighbor. I don't care. Donald Trump, if he was my neighbor, holy shit, I'd probably be rich. If he was my neighbor, I'd probably live in the Trump Tower, and I don't know what the fuck he did to me with the Trump Tower. Anyway, let's get this started. So, luckily, I haven't got to play around with this yet, but I'll get to learn it a little bit more. I was able to receive a new sponsor for the podcast, and that sponsor is Firefan. So this show is brought to you by Firefan. Firefan, what is Firefan? Well, Firefan is the brand new app that lets sports fans play alongside their favorite teams, predict outcomes, earn points, and bragging rights. Luckily right now, I have a code name that any listeners of the Floq can sign up for free using the code word BIRDS. That's BIRDZ at firefan.com for your free access to one of the sport's newest and most immersive apps. If you follow sports, if you like to talk about sports, if you just need to catch the game, you need to figure out the play that you just saw, download Firefan. Firefan is a way to talk sports with your people. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sports. Firefan.com. Once again, BIRDZ. That's the promo code. Get it for free. Don't be a pussy. Let's get started. episode 10 of the fucking Floq. We tried earlier to do a podcast, and me and Max, who as alongside of God damn, I can't talk. I'm already a little drunk. Max, who is alongside Trevor, both of these guys are my guests today. But Max and I tried to do a podcast earlier, and we just kept getting interrupted. But
it was a weird environment.
Yeah, it was just a weird environment. But I wanted to.
I felt like Trevor was just judging us all.
Trevor was judging us.
That's what I do. I'm very judgmental.
Trevor's the judgmentalist. Call him Judge Dredd.
If you thought Mormons were bad, this motherfucker.
I wanted to start this off with the most important quote that I have heard in a long time. So Trump was in an interview, and a guy named Woodward asked, "Why did Lincoln succeed to Trump?"
Sorry.
And he goes, "You thought about that at all?" And Trump's answer was this, and I quote, "Well, I think Lincoln succeeded for numerous reasons. He was a man who was of great intelligence, which most presidents would be, but he was a man of great intelligence. But he was also a man who did something that was a very vital thing to do at the time. 10 years before or 20 years before, what he was doing would never have even been thought possible. So he did something that was a very important thing to do, and especially at that time. And Nixon failed. I think to a certain extent because of his personality, you know. It was just that personality, very severe, very exclusive. In other words, people couldn't come in and people didn't like him. I mean, people didn't like him."
Damn.
Did that make sense?
Real talk. Real talk. Right
Did
there.
that make sense, though?
That made so much sense.
Woke.
He's just above and beyond most people's intelligence. Now. He basically says, yeah, Lincoln, man, he did a thing. He's smart and he did a thing. And which more importantly, he did a thing at a time. So you could ask me a question. You could ask me a question right now. I could probably answer it. What do you think about... God damn, I don't even know. You could ask the most off-the-wall question. And if you just answer questions like that, you could fucking confuse 300 million Americans, apparently.
Yep.
But
Totally.
you gotta think.
He's our president, though.
Yeah. How remarkable is that? I don't know. I think it is. I might get a lot of
No,
hate.
okay, no.
But
I know what you're saying because he has to be our president. So we regardless of our standpoint. But it is crazy when you look at it as a Kanye West standpoint. You know, when you look at it like how Kanye West is just people fucking hate him, but everyone knows him. That's like Trump and where he's at, he is the president. So if you were Trump and all bias aside, you started with a small loan of $1 million, right? I know that's the joke, but
From his father,
but he really came from $1 million to having his name plastered on fucking skyscrapers. And then now he's the
probably
president.
the most famous person in the world.
Yeah, literally
The
like
last
beyond-
year at least.
beyond politicians even.
Yeah.
Cuz he had his TV show and everything. Dude, I don't know. All right, Max, what's your standpoint? Tell me what you like about him.
What do I like about him?
Yeah, tell me what you think about it.
Well, I don't know. I like that he's real. Like, he says what he thinks, says what he feels. He didn't get bought out by a bunch of bankers.
Because he has enough money to be a fucking banker. I feel what you're saying though. Like,
I think a lot of the shit that he said, it gets blown out of proportion. I think a lot of people the stuff that the media wants to scrutinize him for and social justice warriors and stuff like that is the same shit that comes out of everyone, I would say 90% of all people's mouths.
Yeah, no,
in this country.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like some of the shit that he gets heat for, I almost agree with because like I have a joke that's like people were in uproar over the grab her in the pussy concept, you know? But I swear the people who were just bitching about him even saying that were the same people that were sharing fuck her right in the pussy. Like, it's a double standard here, and I think the reason why they have a problem with it, but this is the problem that I have, is they have a problem with it now because he's going to be president. but then they allowed him to be president. So there's people that are mad at that. But I do agree with you that he's the realest motherfucker that there is.
Dude, he is.
He's just like, Meryl Streep don't fucking know me. Meryl Streep don't fucking know me. Fuck that bitch. Dude, but have you guys seen the Twitter that's the fake Trumps?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Someone tagged Putin or whatever his fucking name is. It's like, fight me, bitch. And it said Trump, and I was like, oh my god.
What's crazy is him and Putin are boys.
I know they are,
What
but
people don't understand is that...
I feel comfortable about that.
Yeah, dude, and that's what people freak out about. People don't understand. If Hillary would have got elected, there was a big possibility that we were going to go to war with Russia.
And that's World War.
Yeah, world war with Russia because of what Hillary wanted to do in the Middle East. And right when Trump won the nomination, Putin addresses his nation and talks about how, you know, with him winning, we will ease tensions with the United States. It's like, that's fucking crazy. Because guarantee you, the next world war that happens, dude, it's not going to be like the last two. It's going to be fucking like that because we got nukes.
Yeah, it's literally
You know
like,
what I mean?
it's who can press the button first.
Yeah.
But we have bombs
Seriously.
we have bombs big enough to fuck shit backwards.
So do other people, though.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We're not the only ones.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's why who presses the
I'm saying.
button? Who presses the button first? Chabam. Trevor, what is your standpoint?
I think he's a wonderful person. He's going to do amazing things for this country. He's definitely going to do things. Those things will be great.
You are answering like Trump, dude. You're doing a good job, dude.
Great things will happen.
Doing a good job. Do you feel like, do we all agree that we might see an assassination?
I heard, well, I'm not sure. I mean, you could, but...
I think Obama didn't get assassinated. He's not going to get assassinated.
Well, from what I understand is that Obama had more assassination attempts than any other president, and they kept that stuff on...
The DL.
Yeah, they kept that real hush-hush. Like, but I don't know. I mean, but you got to think about it. He won, so you got to think the majority of people that were real vocal got trumped by the silent majority.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only way I see him being assassinated is through the government.
Like, yeah, like
You know
if
what
it,
I mean?
but they'll, but
I
even
really feel.
I could see that. I could see that by Hillary Clinton's government,
well,
dude.
who knows? I mean, doesn't. I mean,
Whoever I don't want to
Yeah.
be Glenn Beck over here.
well, I don't know. She's a piece of shit. So,
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like, this is the first time that presidential shit has really affected me. Weirdly. I mean, I guess I'm an American and supposed to say that it affects me all the time. But,
It really doesn't, though.
yeah, really.
Yeah.
You're going to wake up tomorrow and do the same thing you did yesterday.
that's what all these people are freaking out about. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I don't know. There's also all the rioting and everything going on that I said looked fun, but you disagree with. But I understand your standpoint, Max. Because the moral of it...
It would be fun, I guess, but I guess for the reasons that people are
Yeah.
rioting for, I'm kind of like...
Yeah, and it's such a fragile state right now.
Well, I don't know, what good is you running around breaking, fucking, destroying property? Like, what is that gonna do?
Yeah, that's...
If you want to do anything, like, why don't you overthrow the government? Why don't you kill the people that are corrupt?
Yeah. And
Like,
I
that's the
feel
real
that.
revolution, not
Yeah,
going
exactly.
around breaking Starbucks windows
And right now, like you're saying too, like this is where
people's car windows.
the fun aside, morally, where we're at as a nation, we are so fucking divided. Obviously, it feels like a bigger agenda. It feels like it's being pushed around, but it's a fragile time to be, running around and busting up Washington D.C. because it could happen in other times, or it could be a little bit different. Like this is you guys like. It's like you're throwing a fit at who became a president. You're not like boycotting. You're not boycotting like no presidency. You're not running anarchy. You might be. I don't know. I'm not a protester.
At the end of the day, like as of right now, I mean, who knows what he's gonna do and what kind of legislation and stuff like that he's gonna want to pass and approve. But as of right now, what rights are being taken away from Americans right now? Zero.
My right to smoke weed.
Well, yeah, but that's not like his doing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna go off.
You know what I mean, though? It's not like people. It's not like you don't have the fucking UN, or you don't have soldiers like roaming the streets, going door to door, like taking people's fucking possessions, or you know what I mean, or enslaving people, like.
Yeah, because we've never really even seen that. We're on top of a fucking pillow, underneath a shitty bed.
Dude, you compare it to you look at other parts of the world, where it's complete chaos.
Hold on, Max.
What?
I want to go back to that analogy real quick. We're on top of a pillow. What are we on? What'd you say? Laying on top of a pillow.
Under a shitty bed. That doesn't even make sense.
What I meant why is a pillow underneath a shitty bed?
I don't know. That came out wrong. The last sip that I had kind of threw me off.
I had to put you on the spot for
it's
that.
Okay.
I didn't even catch it. I was just like all.
Well, what I meant was the pillow did a really great thing, and the bed represents the greater good of a time, and so what this thing did a great thing. I'm just learning by Trump's I'm going off the way Trump speaks. We're watching my computer kind of glitch out here for a second. Yeah. Anyway,
You got it.
What were you threw me off, Trev 9.
I'm sorry.
Regardless, so you gotta. Trump's a better speaker than fucking Bush, though.
It's fucking America. Oh my God, me and Max were talking earlier. The fucking people that have 40-pound words. Get me that thing right there. Where it sounds like you have to push pounds of words out. I hate people. Let's just let it be known that I hate people, and no one agrees.
Everyone.
I hate everyone.
Everyone's a piece of shit.
Well, it's I guess you're not supposed to hate people. I don't hate people, okay?
But it's easy to.
Yeah, it's easy to. But see, and then I was listening to a Joe Rogan episode that he talks about how come in certain situations you act more pissed than in other situations. Like when you're out of your car and someone walks in front of you, you don't go, "Oh, fucking goddamn it! What are you doing in front of me? What the fuck?" But when you're
sometimes I do if I'm at the Walmart or something and someone's walking really slow.
Yeah,
I get super pissed.
But you don't get to scream at them like you're in the car, "I fuck you up, pussy! I fuck you up, pussy!"
Well, there's a difference because if you're in a car and someone cuts out in front of you, you can rear end them and hurt yourself.
Yeah.
If someone fucking walks in front of you, you might bump into them, and that's about it. So there's a little bit of a difference there.
No, I know what you mean though, because I wouldn't do I do that type of shit all day, where I flip people off or
Well, yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Or in your head, you're like, "You fucking piece of shit! I wish you'd die," and you're in traffic. But when you're out of your car, you have a different mindset.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna. I mean, most people. I mean, I try real hard to avoid confrontation.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
Just for that statement, I'm gonna get pissed off at someone for walking in front of me tomorrow.
You do that, Trevor. Be a yes man.
I'm going to.
Be a fucking yes man.
I'm gonna push them out of my way onto the ground and kick them in the face. Shouldn't have walked in front of me, bitch.
Yo, this is the first podcast that I haven't done in Boise.
And Jason's not here.
Jason's not here, yeah.
Miss you, Jason.
We miss Jason.
I love you.
I don't know you, Jason.
You would love Jason. Everyone loves Jason. That should be his podcast. He should have his own podcast called Everyone Loves Jason.
Everybody loves Jason.
Oh my God, Max, your dog scared the fuck out of me. I'm all itching my leg, and all of a sudden, this humongous 3-pound dog comes up to me, jumps on my leg. Yeah. I'm sipping hard alcohol for the first time in a little while.
And he's drinking Coke.
Yeah, I've been cutting sugar out of my diet.
He's breaking his no sugar code.
And I was about to talk about how... I know, I got Stevia right here thanks to Max, but I already got the mix and the drink. I got to sip the drink.
No caramel color, 0 calorie soda, no sugar, no artificial sweeteners.
So, you follow sports, Trevor. You follow UFC. I have that sponsor coming up. Fire Fan, and it's an app website or
shameless plug.
App. Shameless plug, not yet. I won't plug it yet. I might have, but you don't know. I might have already plugged the app at the very beginning of the episode because I haven't made the plug yet. But no, what I'm getting at is what you guys should do is you guys should really go download it you follow more sports than he does, I assume.
Can you wait? Is it like DraftKings where you do betting and stuff? Because you can't even do that in Idaho.
I don't think you can. I haven't gotten too deep into it. I don't know if you can bet on it exactly, but it's mainly kind of like a.
Because I tried downloading that
DraftKings
app and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I don't know if it has betting or anything, but you can
Which is
lets you follow
can
sports.
Can we agree on that?
That you can't bet.
2017.
Yeah.
Why isn't fucking like gambling legal in every fucking state?
I don't know, but it is on Indian reservations.
Yeah.
Are they still legally called Indian reservations?
Indian casinos.
Well, is it Native American reservations now?
I don't know.
We're bringing the PC to Idaho. I mean, people still fucking use the hard R. People still use the hard R out here.
There's some parts for sure.
Speaking of the little town, we had some guy go nuts out here. Did you hear about that?
Fucking Emmett, people are going crazy. Someone got stabbed in China Blue.
Yeah, China Blue went ham.
Fuck, man.
Jeez. Yeah.
I don't know the details of the that standoff they had out here. Where that guy, but this is my thing. Anytime you think about doing a standoff with police, like you're gonna barricade yourself in whatever, a house, a building, a business, like
what's that?
There's only two ways. Like there's only two ways it's gonna end. You're either gonna end up dead, or you're gonna go to jail. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, the last I heard, all they said was that the guy was deceased. I don't know if he took his own life or if
from what I heard. Well, what's weird too is like speaking on news media, even like local media companies. Like I'm on Facebook and there's a live feed going on from like Channel 6 or something, but they were instantly calling it a standoff. So what I've come to the conclusion of now is that it never really was a standoff. There was a domestic dispute.
We said there was a domestic dispute, right? But when they showed up, paramedics showed up, the lady came out and she wasn't harmed.
Yeah, she was. See, and
then the guy barricaded himself. So I don't know what.
So what they said though is right when they why they knew that he had a gun or guns, is she told them, but they knew he was armed and dangerous because he heard 3 gunshots, which then became the standoff situation. But they couldn't serve a warrant. Yeah, they couldn't serve a warrant. So basically, like right when the cops got there, the last shot was when he killed himself. So then they thought he was in a standoff.
Is that fact?
From what I hear, I mean, it's pretty grapeviney out here, but he did kill himself. But I heard it was right at the beginning. But yeah, standoff, dude.
It was like what, 12-hour, 15-hour standoff?
Yeah.
Like it was like 11
it was
something.
8. It was like 8 to past noon or something. It was pretty nuts. Yeah, it was crazy. And then China Blue stabbing on the dance floor.
That dude was what? That dude was out for. He was on parole.
The guy who stabbed him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
For like what, 6 months or something like that? I don't know the exact details or the exact dates, but I know that the news article I read that he was on parole.
Yeah, well, there was also a weird article too with like a guy who was he was on parole for murder, and then he ended up getting like oh my god, the dog. Sorry, there's a dog hard-assing me from behind. Anyway, so this guy was on parole for murder, or no, he just got released from murder case, and he met this girl online and was like sending her nudes and shit, and she was sending him nudes, and then she told him he was 15, or she was 15, and he kept talking to her, so like he went to fucking jail on that. And then the guy in China Blue is an affiliate of some of my dudes who dance. I feel like I met the kid who just passed, but yeah. Just getting stabbed right in China Blue, which used to be classy, but we're getting so many people coming in here.
China Blue's terrible now. Honestly,
I've never been to China Blue.
China Blue looks like shit. Not gonna lie.
Well, especially now that there's stabbings and shit.
Did you guys fucking, speaking of people dying and shit, fucking Charles Manson?
He died?
Yeah.
When?
They put his ass down.
He's
or
dead.
Did he hang himself? Or did he die of,
I just know he's dead.
Causes?
Well, like 99% sure he died. I saw something. As credible as Facebook is.
Yeah, as credible as Facebook is.
I saw something.
Trevor's gonna fact check that shit right now. Who else died? The guy who made one horror filmmaker. I want to say it's The Shining. It's either The Shining or The Exorcist. But the producer of that movie died on Friday the 13th.
Jesus.
Thought that was pretty.
That's kind of weird.
Isn't it ironic?
It's
like rain on your wedding day. Free fire. I'm getting nice and drunk. You guys feeling it? I'm not drunk. I'm buzzed. I'm buzzed here.
This Google's taking forever.
You Googling?
My Wi-Fi.
Oh, snap. Wi-Fi. Trev 9. What's your next sport you're following?
I only pay attention to baseball.
You don't do football or anything?
All
Or
right,
basketball?
Let's see. We have CBS News right here. Let's see. He was taken away from his California prison cell to a hospital. Oh, he's still alive. Damn.
Oh, Trevor coming in like some fucking fake news. Meanwhile...
Really?
Just wait. I used to have this shit on a cassette Walkman player. Just to get us in the mood.
You were probably singing the fuck out of this when you were like 10.
No, dude, younger. Like, I think I was 6. A Walkman was brand new.
Do you remember CD players and shit?
Yes.
Weird.
Get the ones that like freaking. You had to buy the one with like a 3-second or 6-second or 8-second anti-skip.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, an anti-skip feature, and it would lock your disc. You would lock your hood.
The Walkman brand CD player, portable CD player,
Shameless plug.
was the
Dude,
best.
Shameless plug, Trevor. Still repping Walkmans.
I remember going to Kmart when I was a kid and seeing like all the tapes
Kmart.
and CDs.
You're an
and
East
shit like
Coast.
that.
You were born on the East Coast. You were born on the West
I know
Coast.
what Kmart is.
Oh, I thought you said what is Kmart?
No, I said I know what Kmart is.
Oh,
It's just you don't see a whole lot of them around nowadays.
Kmart just went out of business.
Most
business.
of them.
Business.
Did they all go out of business?
Fucking Halloween City or whatever the fuck, Spirit Halloween or whatever this year is where Kmart was.
And then they went Big K for a minute right before Big Walmart took over, Super Walmarts, and then there was like Mega Conglomerate, Super Monster, Big Monster Walmarts. Buy a house in Walmart. Buy a house and put it on a land plot in Walmart.
Realtors on standby.
To go back to the Charles Manson thing, do you ever read about his childhood?
No.
And like the crazy shit that he went through?
No.
Dude, you watched a documentary on him?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no fucking wonder. Like, no wonder this kid turned out the way he did. I mean, I'm not justifying all the evil shit they did, but when you think about, like, all the crazy shit that happened in his life and him being in fucking, like, juvenile detention centers when he was young and being molested and raped and shit like that, it's like, yeah, you think he's gonna turn out to be a fucking crazy serial killer? Like, yeah.
Well, because
no fucking wonder.
you know what's crazy? I heard something. You think, like, how you train someone's psychology while they're a kid growing up is how they eventually see the entire world. So that makes complete sense.
Well, he ended up doing that. Like, I don't remember, like, all the specific details, but I know that he was, like, being raped and molested, and then as he got older, he ended up doing the same thing to, like, younger kids, because that's, like, was his form of getting back or, like, having dominant, like...
Yeah, like...
I was raped as a kid, so I'm gonna rape you.
You know what I mean? Like...
Some fucked up mentality.
Just... Well, yeah, but
all he
in a
knows
fucked up
is, like...
situation.
Yeah, all he knows...
Dude, like,
that makes
it was
sense.
Crazy.
Because, like, all he's known is that, and then...
All he's known... He just pretty much... I mean, he got the shit under the stick, for sure. I mean, he just got people taking advantage of him from a young age, so he learned that in order to get ahead or to be on top, you have to take advantage of other people, pretty much.
Yeah, because at, like, what point do you realize, like...
I mean, not saying it's right, but it's like, once you
it makes
read,
sense.
it makes complete sense to me, like...
Well, here's a crazy concept, because, like, if... I don't know this quite yet, but, like, I heard a joke about being a parent, but it, like, sits in really hard. Like, growing up, being a parent, when you have a baby, you are hoping that you are teaching it correctly, and you don't know if you did it right until they're already out of the house, because that's when it all goes into effect. Right. So it's like you're almost always clueless and mindless as to how your kid's going to turn out, but all the while you're building its psychology. So in his defense, like, if he grew up and all he knew was torture and shit, that's how he'd see the world and think, like, there's no happiness, there's nothing, that he doesn't know anything, like, that's justifiable. Because if you grew up in, like, an evil mind state being normal, then your evil is going to be far worse than most people, and your good is going to be shitty compared to most good. Or, like, if you grew up in a really good mindset, whatever good means.
I mean, it pretty much boils down to, like, don't be a shitty parent. And, like, don't fuck up your kid. Like, seriously, you think about, like, the craziest people. Like, I mean, granted, you're going to get some kids that were just off or for whatever reason. You know what I mean? But, like, a lot of it, I mean,
it's all on
the parent. It's all the way people are raised.
I say even with the offness, like, if you have some sort of ailment, like, you can work around that. Not saying that you're going to, function at a society normal level, in air quotes, you know what I mean? But you can learn how to work with it. Like, people with savant or people with, like, Asperger's or even, heavier Down syndrome, like, they find ways to implement creativity throughout that. They might be lacking social skills, but then bam, here's a math prodigy.
Well, I trip out on this. Like, what? Like, you can have a license to drive a car and operate a motorized vehicle, right? Yeah. That can potentially kill someone, but you have the full freedom. Anyone can make a fucking kid and raise this kid to be whatever. You know what I mean? And like, it's like
think of third world countries.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just kind of mind blowing. Like, but I mean, it all comes back to it's like.
Well, if you think about it, like China no longer allows you to have more than like 2 kids.
Yeah, and they have, like, if you can only have one boy or something like that.
I thought it was girls.
Oh, it was only girls? Yeah, they had to cut the boys off?
It's something like that.
Let's Google that shit. Let's pull a fucking...
Like, as weird as that sounds, that's like... I mean, obviously it's due to... Obviously it's due to overpopulation of China, but fuck. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because nowadays it really seems like there's so many people that have no business of being able to reproduce, and then at the same time, I've known a handful of people in my life that are good, solid people and couldn't have a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that they would be the greatest parents ever. You know what I mean? They're just good people, but you can get, a fucked up 19, 17, 18-year-old, even 20-year-old, like, kids nowadays can just have kids, and you just read these news articles about how they beat the shit out of a 3-year-old for the stupidest fucking
and
reasons.
It's getting horrible because now Facebook's getting all graphic and Facebook will show it. In fact, this actually hit home a little bit. You don't understand how important a child is until you find out you're gonna have one. Because I used to be that motherfucker that's like, get your ugly ass baby off my Facebook feed and this. I don't care who you are now. Like, your baby means something to me because now I have this fraction of an idea of something that's gonna be the most important thing in my life, right? But someone on my Facebook friends list posted a news article from Idaho Falls that was like, yep, this is the father of my baby, and how do you explain that this was going on? I can't. I was in hiding and scared of my life and all of this shit. Well, the dad just went to fucking jail for shaking his 5-month-old. And then there was people here from Emmett that just, like, beat their fucking kid. And it was like the weird, you have those weird motherfuckers in high school that shouldn't have kids. And, like, you just know that they, like, that they have no parental guidance. It's those people. The people that you joke about shooting your school up or, like, being weird or something, those people really exist, and they're fucking nasty. And so going back to the idea of, like, you talking about you have to have a license to drive a car. You have to have a license to cut fucking hair, bro.
Right.
You have to have a license to do the stupidest shit. But you should have to take an aptitude test before consummating.
I mean,
they should snip your nut.
At the same time, like, I agree with it and I don't agree with it. You know what I mean? But it's like the more and more shit you see nowadays, it just makes more sense. Like, why, like, anyone can just
have a kid.
Yeah, anyone can have a kid.
Going back to the China policy, so they had a 1-kid policy for a long time. They just ended it, okay? But you still can only have 1 kid. But what I just read was China will allow you to have 2 kids if one of the parents of the people trying to have kids. Okay, so if you're trying to have a kid, if you can have 2 kids in China, either your spouse or you has to be an only child from a prior
I see.
like relationship. That's fucking weird. But that's how they got to do it, dude. They're packing like.
So you have to be an only child in order to
be able to have 2
children.
Yeah,
be able to have 2 kids. So if you grew up and your parents had, you had a sibling, you know what I mean, like a sister or a brother or something like that, you would only be able, later on in life, you want to have your own kid, you'd only be able to have a maximum of 1.
Yep. I think I lied about the gender thing. I don't know where the fuck I found that at. But I feel like that's how it was. We all kind of understood that. Trevor's got, 12, 13 kids?
17.
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
Trevor's got 17 kids from tour.
Yeah.
From Tech 9 tour. What if you really did have a kid floating around?
I used condoms, so, I mean...
They're 99.9, dog. People win the lottery. It's just a percentage.
Well, I haven't heard anything yet, and I've been toured for 2 years, so...
So you got like a 3-year-old rolling around?
I could. I mean...
2-year-old?
Yeah, year and a half.
That's
because it takes 9 months. So math. Year and a half.
Trevor, shut up. Let me whisper in your ear. Tell me what you want here. I just saw that thing misfire on you like 4 times.
It does that every once in a while. You'll have to click it 3 times in order for the thing to fire.
How are you guys feeling right now?
Apparently there's a firmware update that fixes that. Smock fixes that. For you guys that are listening, I'm vaping on the Smock Alien.
What wattage, pussy?
Only 75 on the Smock Baby Beast. But anyways, yeah, there's a firmware update that fixes that. But the only computer I have is for work, and it only has Linux on it, and you need Windows. And I don't have Windows to...
I swear that I'm like watching my podcast be recorded on what they call a Windows laptop. We could probably make it happen.
Oh yeah, we could, huh? Download that shit now.
Technology. It's weird.
Technology is fucking crazy. In fact, technology has gotten to a point where I used to try to keep up with everything, but now I guess I am hitting that almost 30-year-old mark where I'm not researching everything. It's happening, Trevor. It's fucking happening.
Don't say that.
It's happening.
Nope.
But like, I'm starting to see like my wife can fucking make things happen technologically more advanced than I can. And she's like, "You don't know about this?" She like takes a YouTube video from her phone, clicks a button, it fucking pops up onto my TV. That is convenience.
It's Bluetooth.
Is it?
Or
I don't know.
With the Wi-Fi.
Something like that.
I've been trying to use our iPad at work for AirPlay because I have the iPhone, so I figured it would do something the same way.
Yeah, I think you need an Apple TV in order to do AirPlay. I want to say.
You are like Max. Let it be known we're in Max Casa right now. It's very beautiful. It's very chic. It's very
hazy. Right
like now. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave here.
Very.
I feel like I'm in like a library house.
Library house.
Big ass book.
Yeah, it's like fucking comfy.
Bookcase.
I'm hopefully moving into a new spot here soon. That'll be good. Then we can have.
Me too, maybe.
I'll probably be doing a bunch of podcasts. I want to do podcasts every day.
Trevor's gonna move back to Emmett.
I'm trying to get him out here.
And then we're gonna give him some shit kickers.
That sounds terrible.
Trevor, who the fuck do you hang out with all the time out there that you couldn't hang out with out there? Like
out here?
Say that again.
Okay, you're traveling like 50 miles a day just to go to bed. If you cut that
50 miles,
it's more than that.
Well,
more than that.
Yeah.
It's 25 one way, 25 the other way.
No, it's more than that.
No, it's not.
It's 33.
Oh yeah. See, told you you're out by
miles to here from your house.
So you're going 66 miles a day. Okay. Who is so important that you got to make sure that you can?
Dude, that's a lot of mileage on your car.
Who is so important that you got to make sure that you can see them 20 minutes earlier than a ride from Emmett back into Boise. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but my plan isn't to manage Emmett for the rest of.
Well, I know.
But you can.
You could live out here.
You can get yourself a nice woman.
Oh yeah.
especially out here.
There's tons of nice women in Emmett.
Yeah, I found one. Okay.
I know you found one, but they have all been found at this
Right?
point.
I feel like they've all been found.
I found one too.
Or you can just wait a few years and wait till one graduates high school.
Just be that 30-year-old dating an 18-year-old.
No, I saw this fucking meme on the internet. It's like, what was it? 32-year-old dating a 16-year-old, but she'll be 17 in March. Starter pack, and it just had like fucking the jawline, like super thin, dude, and the diamond earrings, dude. I loved it.
That's why I haven't got my ears pierced yet.
Because you're almost there.
Because I don't want to be that starter pack.
You don't want to be that, dude. I swear starter packs have been made off of like some of my friend group. Like my brother had like an Idaho rapper starter pack, and it showed like Bud, and it showed a home studio, then it showed a Strange Music logo, it showed joggers, and at the time there was like beef going on between Jeremiah and some kids, and I swear that meme was made for my brother.
Dude, when I moved up here like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was living in Rupert or Burley, dude, so I'm coming from Southern California, so I wear skinny jeans, like tank tops. I'm covered in tattoos,
White Vans,
all this type of like V-necks, whatever, beanies, shit like that.
I know
dude,
the exact style you're talking about, dude.
I would have kids looking at me hard, like looking at me like, what the hell is this fag?
What's funny, like coming from the opposite side of the country that you came from, coming to Idaho from Connecticut, like my brother was the exact same way as what you're talking about. Like it's funny because like those big baggy black pants with the chains.
Lee pipe stuff. Oh wait,
No.
way after Lee
Yeah.
pipes. The trip pants.
Yeah,
Trip pants.
Yeah, you say way after because back east it was like it hit back east like 4 years before it hit Idaho.
Oh yeah, no.
So
I'm positive.
that's how my brother was dressing when we first moved here in 1999. And kids were looking at him like, what the fuck are you wearing, dude?
Right.
You're wearing these baggy-ass black pants with these weird chains going from each leg, and you're wearing these baggy shirts, and your nails are painted black, and your hair's black. Like, what the
And you
fuck
have
are
a red chunk in your bangs.
Like, what the fuck are you wearing? And then literally 3-4 years later, that's what kids are wearing here in Idaho.
Exactly. I went back there to Burley like a couple years ago, and I'm at a freaking gas station, and literally 3 or 4 kids that I see were wearing like the stuff I was wearing like 4 years ago.
Dude, well, so you guys, hold on, let me flip this mic around as I'm mixing some drinks. So you guys are talking on the trends, okay, and I'm Idaho potato grown. So I've watched this happen. Thank you. Oh, you sativa.
Sativa? Is that
You mixing my drink.
indica?
Sativa. Jesus Christ. Indica, sativa. Anyway, so what's funny though, okay, is I'll agree with you, and I've always felt above and beyond from most Idaho kids, and in fact, it's kind of funny because I come from Idaho Falls, which is probably further away from culture than you could get. Boise's about the only culture town in this city. Besides, Coeur d'Alene's pretty pumping, and same with Moscow though. Moscow, Idaho is like tiny with like,
Let's just say college towns.
yeah, college towns. Well, minus Pocatello though.
Where
dude.
kids come from out of state. Dude.
Yeah,
It's cool.
yeah, exactly. That's where the culture's at. But I noticed some things picking up way back when. But you're talking like your style you were talking about 4 years ago, and it's odd to see these kids dressing just like you. They got the sag beanie going on, and you're like, dude, you guys were looking at me like I'm a fucking crazy motherfucker 4 years ago.
I was riding down, like, I was rolling around on a little skateboard, not like an actual skateboard that you'd do kickflips and shit on, but like I had a little globe, like cruiser skateboard.
Penny cruiser.
Yeah, and I was rolling around town, like skinny jeans with my cuffs kind of rolled up a little bit, Vans, tank top on, and I remember driving, like, cruising by, and these kids in this like shitty ass pickup truck like drive by, roll down the window, and they're like, fuck you, faggot. Like,
Right, dude?
dude, I remember being so pissed off, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Like,
Dude, here's what I had someone a long time ago. I actually worked it into a joke. It's like some kids like, I think I told you this.
Worked into a joke.
Worked it into a joke. I'm trying to be a stand-up here. No, I worked it into a joke because it was like, you know when you say something so fucking funny that you can't forget it for the rest of your life? It stayed with me, so I guess technically it's like a joke, but I ain't fucking gonna say it. Anyway, someone was like, yeah, this blah 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 is my nickname in high school. And I go, that's funny, my nickname in high school was emo straight edge faggot. Cause dude, you're talking about the skinny pants and shit. Let's say 2004, 9th grade, I'm wearing I've got long black hair to my fucking shoulders. I got a chunk of red in my black hair. I'm wearing a bandana around my neck. I got fucking girl pants because skinny pants weren't a thing yet in the you couldn't buy them, so I had to buy girl pants. And that was the
That was the scene.
Yep, and I was an emo straight edge faggot.
Somehow, like a few years after that, it went to like camo pants and oversized T-shirts with like Nike Cortezes.
Yeah, and then they were stomp coring around everywhere. And then, but you know what's weird though, okay? Is why the fuck did the hip hop culture take our underground hardcore straight edge like style scene? Like, have you noticed some of these hip hop artists like dress like us? Well, obviously a lot more flashy, but like the way like the certain hats that we used to wear, like the dad hats are coming back and everything. But like, do you remember those? You remember those army hats that you used to wear when you were a fucking straight edge kid? Like, you see people wearing those in hip hop now, and like, it's odd watching fashion trends.
One of those. I just think like with certain cultures, ethnic cultures, like I just think like black people can pull off anything. You know what I mean? They really can. Like, they can pull off like any style dress. Like, same with like pretty much Asian people too. Am I wrong on that? Like, that's just what I mean.
No, I mean I feel it on the Asian point because a lot of style, a lot of fashion trends come from China and Japan. Like, there's this documentary. I talked to Justin about this documentary already. It's I don't remember what it's called, but it's on Netflix. It's this documentary about sneakerheads. And literally Japan talks about how they're like 2-3 years ahead of the United States in sneaker trends. I mean, obviously, because Nike and fucking Air Jordan and shit, they're made over there. So obviously they're going to be ahead of the times.
Slave labor.
But yeah, so it's crazy because talking about how Connecticut or East Coast, West Coast is ahead of Idaho. Well,
East Coast is like the first, they get the first dose. And then West Coast makes it weird.
And then it skips Idaho, goes to California, and then it comes back to Idaho.
Well, dude, I told my buddy this a few years ago after I moved to Idaho. We got pizza in the house. That I think the only reason like Buckle, the store, even is in business is because of Idaho.
Really?
I don't know. I just feel like you come here and it's like
Buckle still go.
You know what I mean?
Today and nowadays. The excitement. They got a pizza in the house. What's up, little man? What's this little guy's name? Banner. Say what's up.
Hi.
Say what's up in there. He's like, I'm not amused. It's a cool hat, man.
Who's your favorite superhero? Just kidding.
Trying to get him to talk. So, Trev9, what pair of shoes do you want right now?
I haven't thought about that in a while.
Me neither. I haven't seen anything new lately that I was like, the orange shoes I'm wearing right now, the Nike 5.0s. But I'm gonna search how to get 2000. I think it was 2014 is when these came out. So I'm actually trying to find new old shoes. Like, I'm looking for a new old car. But I don't know if the shoes that I want are like fancy enough to like be able to find them new and not used, because I'm not wearing nothing used. Some nasty ass Chicago dude fucking sells me his Nikes all busted up. Dude.
Sorry.
You're good.
I'm just coming back in. What's crazy to me is that like Carhartt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So out here, like in Idaho, like you think people wear Carhartts. It's like, you know, guys that are working outdoors or ranchers and stuff like that, and it's more of less like a work lifestyle type of country, like
I just wear a Carhartt.
woods.
It's warm.
Yeah, that type of stuff. But like, there's another Carhartt made another label like a side label called Carhartt WIP called stands for work in progress, and it's all for like skaters and like trendier like. They make skinny Carhartts and stuff like that, and it's always and the prices on them are ridiculous. Like you think Carhartts here are expensive, like the whole Carhartt like WIP is
just like actual like high end,
and it's all for like European and like China and like Japan and stuff like that, because they're always about like American culture.
Yeah,
kind of.
Well, see, that makes sense. But here, kind of in a place like Idaho, Carhartt is almost can be worn as a fashion trend. It's kind of like. It's kind of like how me and you dress, kind of. We so adapted the Idaho look, but you couldn't get away with dressing like we do in California because it's not near as cold. But like, if you think about it, Doc Martens kind of went that route too. Doc Martens was always kind of never that work boot or anything, you know, but they were never really for the average person, I guess you'd say. It seemed like, unless you're
like for like punks and
or like really like what was Doc Martens made for, like a dress boot or something? But now they've got
it was probably work boots, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be something because they're full leather, and like now I've got a pair.
Skinheads took it over.
Yeah, the skinheads had it for a while, and then the fucking bikers had it for a while. But like now I've got low profile fucking Doc Martens that were just made for the average person. It's crazy. Vans, I remember too, or like Airwalk was a big brand at one time and went down the other way. Like then you were all of a sudden getting it in Target, and if you're getting Airwalk in Target, they're not fucking cool. But back on big pants, do you remember Lee Pipes, Trevor?
I always wore Jncos.
Jncos and Lee Pipes all day. I could see you wearing Jncos, dude.
Yep. Actually, back when I lived in Emmett, was when I first started wearing Jncos. And I remember I don't even remember what it stood for.
Pizza beers also.
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Jnco used to have their designs, right? Like on their hoodies and their pants and shit. So they used to use the 8-ball, like from pool.
Yeah, I remember that. With flames, dude.
And Emmett was like, no, 8-ball is a drug reference. So you're not allowed to.
It's because the principal of Emmett knew that he was going to score an 8-ball later, and he's like, they're wearing 8-balls?
So that was funny because I remember going to JCPenney a long time ago looking for a Jnco hoodie, and every single hoodie that JCPenney was selling had an 8-ball on it. And my mom was like, no, you can't wear that. No, you can't get that one. No. And it literally got to the point to where we found one, and it literally was like a dragon, and it was in its claw. It was like a little tiny 8-ball. And my mom was just like, you know what? We'll just take Sharpie and color in the white on the 8-ball and just make it look like a black circle. Because she's like, I know you want one.
Stuck it to the fucking
She's like,
man.
we can't find one, so we'll just do that to it. And I literally wore it like all the fucking time. And no one in the school noticed.
Do you remember the phase of shirts? See, because you guys are from the East Coast. Trevor, you moved here. You got to go from.
Who's from the East Coast?
Yeah, and Max, you moved here in a later life, but you got to come here from fucking super fast-paced East Coast shit to like literally slow town Emmett. That's got to be
10
nuts.
years behind the time.
Yeah, from being 10 years above the future. So he's just like sitting on top of a pillow under a bed, dude. You know what I mean? But that's fucking crazy. Some of the things you couldn't wear and do. I don't know. You guys are fucking making pizza look good, but
Because it is good.
it's making pizza look good.
It's Pizza Hut.
I'm in charge of this. It's Pizza Hut. I might have a slice. No, hey, whoa. I'll just give me one slice. No. You're a fucker. Thank you.
He's anti-pizza now.
I'm not anti-pizza, dude. I'm not anti-pizza.
It has too much sugar in it.
Trevor, don't deny it that I've watched you go from Monster to fucking sugar-free Monster today. I watched that happen. I just
drank it because it tastes good.
Sugar-free, Trevor. Okay. You can't be in denial that you're pushing 30, motherfucker. Oh shit, that scared the fuck out of me. You can't be in denial that you're turning 30.
I'm not.
You told me not to talk about, literally 20 minutes, you told me not to talk about hitting 30. Thanks, boo.
Who's hitting 30? Because as far as I know, I'm the closest one, fuckers.
Max is the closest one hitting 30. So, to cut
This year,
sugars...
2017.
You're going to be 30 this year?
Yep.
Oh, my God. If
know,
anyone's
I feel
over
like I
30s
haven't
listening to
gotten-
this, that's crazy. Do you still feel 21?
Yeah. I still feel like I'm fucking, like, 18. In my mind.
Still feel fucking 18, acting 16, being really 26. That's who I am. Dude, no, so cutting sugar is definitely going to help you.
Nope.
Along the way, Trevor.
Nope.
Go vegan.
Fuck that.
I'm eating
I
sausage.
wouldn't go vegan, but
I wouldn't
I
either.
try to cut out as much sugar as I can, but
Joe Rogan's always talking about that lab meat shit, you know? And I finally saw my first article, and they successfully did it, and they say it's a triple win because it's delicious, safe, and murderless. They take stem cells, turn it into tissue, turn it into a muscle.
see, to me, that's fucking weird. Like, I wouldn't want to eat that.
That is weird.
Eat something that was made in some lab. Like,
Well, back to sugar, that's what we do. Sugar is made, like that high fructose.
oh yeah, but I'm talking
corn
about
syrup.
meat and stuff.
I don't know. If it was good, I could eat it. I love how we're just chowing a pizza down on a podcast. This is rad. Thanks, Max. This is fucking great.
This reminds me of the Joe Rogan's
Weigh in.
podcast when Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura.
Dude, when I first saw him,
And Bert just wanted to get fucked up the whole time.
and I was like, come on, man. Come on, just down it, dude. Just down it. Come on. For a while, I couldn't get behind Bert Kreischer very much. And then the more I've dealt with him, the more I like him.
I think he's hilarious.
He's actually really
laugh
funny.
is,
Yeah.
like, the most.
I think when I first got
infectious
introduced with
laugh.
him, I just hated his, like, he always name drops. Oh, yeah, Max called me, like, and I was on the phone with Max for, like, 20 minutes with Max. And then Trevor and I met up. And, you know, because the way he's talking about it, it's just all famous comedians, you know, so it always sounds like name droppy. But then after watching more of his podcasts and everything, you start to fucking feel for the dude. He's rad. I like him a lot.
I'm about to drink this Coke straight.
Oh, that's cocaine for the record. Just drinking liquid Coke. So yeah, there's nothing been going on. I've been doing a deemed worthy, so a while ago I did a fire back response on Facebook. I made this thing where I was like, all these hip hop kids are doing 16 bar challenges. Let's just, as producers, drop whatever X amount of bars you're working on. Well, that did really well, and I got a lot of response. And there's a kid named Cody Audit who he messaged me, and he said he liked the idea of that and how I had so much of a response that he was going to create a group that was going to once a month put out a track and get a sample pack. And so that's the only bit of music I've been focusing on. I haven't been like producing any of my own like personal tracks. I've just been working with the Deemed Worthy and doing that. And then I got asked to do a headliner for a show in Salt Lake on February 4th. But as we both know, I'm not going to be able to do that. I mean, I probably could if I tried real hard, but I don't want to do it because it's a Saturday, Sunday. The store is mine. My store is my responsibility Saturday, Sunday. So, but I apparently am going to be doing back-to-back with Ramsey with a dude named Squinto, and that is fucking rad because...
For the record, I don't know anyone you're talking about.
I know, neither would Trevor. I'm talking outwards here. Squinto is a DJ who takes like, let's say you lined up 4 tracks on a mixer.
It's so loud.
Trevor can't get out of a chair anymore. So imagine you have 4 channels on a mixer and you queued 4 tracks up on the mixer and played them all out at one time. If it was a dubstep drop, he's basically like turning channel A on for a measure, and then like a quarter measure he flips to B, so it's creating its own dubstep mashup as he goes. So he just sits there and he's like a mad scientist. Damn, Trevor. Well, I think we're getting a little bit of whiskey in us.
No, I just tripped over it.
Sorry, dude. That's probably gonna sound like That's fucking.
It's gonna
I
sound.
know,
SUV
it's so
drove
loud.
through the
I
house.
watched the waveforms
It's
on
gonna
that.
sound amazing.
If I told you guys right now we're gonna go load up the car with people's garbage, would you do it?
No,
No?
not in this fucking weather.
Well, even if it was sunny outside, would you go pick people's trash up off the side of the road to get a benefit out of it?
Well, benefit of what? Like I have to go through it? And
Yeah.
pick stuff?
Find
Fuck.
things.
No.
I saw a guy named Omar Gosh TV on YouTube. Earlier in the other podcast that we tried prior to this podcast, I was telling you about it, but it's a dude who goes and waits for people's trash to be put out, and when the trash is put out, he goes and steals it because it's not theirs anymore. And he says they find crazy shit. But I'm just thinking, how fucking awkward is that? Like,
That's real awkward.
imagine what would you do if you saw some people, like, first of all, especially because you're a family man, you gotta worry that there's people outside on the corner of your house and shit. What would you do if you saw people with a flashlight and shit just like going through your trash? What would you say, really? You'd probably be like, get the fuck out of here. And I don't know, so I watched this guy, and some of the shit that he is grabbing kind of looks like he stole it. And so, I mean, editing is so simple that, like what I just did here, I fucked up, and now I'm continuing the conversation like I kept going. But editing is so well done that you could just be hopping shit out of cars and posting on YouTube. But he finds some crazy shit, and then he's got millions of views. So it's just crazy that people can get so fucking big off of YouTube and do nothing. We were talking earlier before the podcast from that conversation. Like, a vape reviewer got like, what was it, 230,000 in a year off of YouTube alone.
24,000 a month.
Yeah, 24,000 a month. Or the Twitchers, like Trevor's big on watching Twitch. I am too a little bit here and there, but you know more about the Twitch people than I do.
Yep.
Yep, that is a fact.
Yep.
Trevor states that is a fact. Well, we're just kind of eating and cruising, and we're hitting an hour mark, so we can end this podcast pretty well. Pretty well. I think we're going to sip a little bit more and continue the night. Well, Obama is no longer the president. It's no longer 2016. I'm no longer a man. I am now known as a unicorn. Trevor, what's your sign off?
Bye.
Trevor's going vegan.
Trevor's going vegan
Hashtag
2017.
Trevor's going vegan 2017.
Hashtag Trevor's vegan 2017.
That's a
Hashtag.
lie because I love meat.
Yeah, he does.
Fuck yeah.
Find him on Tinder, man.
No, Tinder doesn't work for me.
Yeah, Tinder doesn't work for Trevor.
I got kicked out of Tinder.
For being, like, there's people that probably, like, solicit rape on Tinder, but Trevor was like, hey, I'll tuck you in my bed when you're drunk. And he probably got banned.
Yeah, she didn't like that, so she was like, fuck
She's like,
this
no,
guy.
I want an
He's
emotionally unstable human. I don't want somebody who's
I'm gonna
good like
report him.
Trevor. I'm going to report Trevor.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck Trevor.